You guys can hear me, I'm fine with that. That was great. Hey everyone, let's see. I do want to start out by saying, Bonnie, I seen your message. I'm so sorry that you did have to bury your son in December. And I know how difficult that can be on you. Was it last December? Um, I'm praying it wasn't this December. My brother, we had his services um, on December 31st, so I've never been one to celebrate like New Year's Eve. I haven't celebrated it in years. Okay, so you guys can hear me. That's great. Now, what I'm hoping is that I can, when I share the video, I'm just hoping everybody can hear Jerry's part. You know, Jerry and Jim, hear you loud and clear. Awesome, awesome. It's so weird that nothing's coming over mine. Like I didn't hear the music or anything. So, how is everyone doing? We are in December. Christmas is coming upon us. Hi, Clouds, Paula, Marianne, Vanessa, Jan, Simone's girl, Crafting. Got my mod back. Hey, Tasha. Tweaking to the music carefully. Don't want to break anything. Arlene, no, don't break anything. Some of the music is just some of my favorite and is dedicated to two people at the end. It was, I think you should have seen it. I put it up. Monica and then something, shut up, Diane, or something like that. Hey, Diane, I'm making late dinner, but I'm listening. Hey, Laura Lee. Let's see. We've got a lot of people in here. Yeah, I've got Tasha back as a mod. I'm not sure if there's any other mods in here this evening, but I'm sure at one point, they'll enter. I did put it into on my community tab that I was going to be live. I went to finish this video a couple times. You know how I add my icon in here? I didn't add it in. I just had the video up, so nobody heard it. And then I went and I was trying to like add comments and such, because it was like a hour long, it was so hard because I had to drag the comment all the way back. Hey, Amy. Hey, Paula or Pamela. Hey, Monique. Hi, everybody. Is everyone having a great Saturday? I'm so glad you guys can hear me. I just hope when I share my screen, actually, let me go ahead and pull it up real quick. And we'll get started. Hey, Teresa, how are you? And let's see. I believe it's this one. Jan, I am poop. My grandson's just left there. Oh, don't grandchildren keep you very busy, very busy. Very busy. Let's see. I'm just waiting for it to pop up. Now, there is a live chat in here, but if I do show the live, oh, happy 45th anniversary. Wow. Great job. Yeah, they do keep you young, don't they? They do. I am actually, I haven't put my leg up in my bedroom. I'm on steroids. I'm a little jittery. I'm a little hyper. So if I talk too fast or anything, let me know. I've never taken this type of dose of a steroid. So, and last night, man, I couldn't sleep. Let's see. What was I going to look at here? Thank you so much, Dan. Love you, and your chances to stay on. Yeah, it's hard at times to stay on it. Is this the live going? My screen just showed it's circling. You should see Jim and Jerry on there right now, Amy. I haven't started it yet. I didn't start playing it yet. On Christmas Eve, sprinkle glitter and oats with the girls on the steps to your house so Santa will find their house, Tasha. Ah, steroids can be hard on you, but hopefully you know what? If I get good results, let me tell you what, I will go with no sleep or sleep in an hour or two. I know that I can tell you I'm hungry, very hungry. So I think I can't remember if I'm correct. I had three and a half tacos for dinner. They were delicious. Oh, I pray that steroids help me. We do, Arlene, what we take also flour, and we take like put a glove on and then like do like reindeer steps, and then we do, like big shoes, like I used to do it when my kids were younger. Do the big shoes so it looked like Santa walked in and it was magic snow. So I just want to see if you can hear this real quick. So let's see.
Up in the air with that part as far as that schedule. With all the things that are happening here.
Okay. So I heard it. So, and I know that they are low, but I bet I could put CC on for them now because it's been so long. There we go. And make it bigger for you. Yes, can hear. Awesome. Great. We started our Up on the Shelf tradition so far. They're loving it. Yeah. Also leave apple out for the reindeer and candy cane for the elves. Yeah, we also did carrots too. All right, so this is where I left off in my last video. Now, the reason why I wanted to go ahead and just do the live tonight is because they're going to do a live tomorrow. Jerry Ann has already said before that they would be doing a live on Sunday. So if we want to go ahead and get started, if anyone has questions, let me know. And also, we could stop and talk and chit chat and share our thoughts and opinions on what she does say. So let's get the party started, okay? Here we go.
In this house with the plumbing and whatnot, trying to make any plans to go.
Oh no, commercial.
To go back to Colorado for a simple trip to get things started before a move is kind of like, oh. And this winter being what it was, it's like cold everywhere, and they have snow there, and we were like, wait, they're not supposed to get that much snow, and why are they getting snow in November? And we were scared.
Why are they getting snow? Well, it's Colorado, so I think they're going to be cold and snowy. We've already had our first snowfall.
We're like, okay, Arizona's looking better and better every minute.
Arizona's looking better to Jerry. She got Jim's hopes up so high for this Colorado, right? Unfortunately, I can hear Dumb and Dumber pretty. Okay, well, I'm glad you can hear him, Tasha. All right.
Well, the other thing is weather-wise, this is like one of their once in 100-year type situation. No, I understand, and that's everybody across the nation too. I just was like, it makes you question, like, it's colder there than it is here. What? Well, yeah, and they're saying even here in Missouri that it's supposed to be abnormally cold this year. It is, yeah, but nobody. I'm not okay. I'm sorry. No, I'm not taking Colorado away from you, honey. Don't worry. Relax. Oh no. I'm just saying.
She's saying, I'm not taking Colorado away from you, honey. I believe she is. Why aren't the closed captioning showing up here? There we go. Okay. Hi, Betty B and Teresa.
Saying, yeah, I feel like you get defensive of it. Oh, so no, no.
Well, I would get defensive if I were him because remember, she gave him the pipe dream of all the camping, got all the camping gear and everything, got that all set up. And now she, the Colorado, and then all this is going on. So thank you, Arlene.
Look, the woodpecker's like, dude, can you feel the freaking bird thing? Was he over here? He's on the floor by the base of the tree.
See? The woodpecker is on the floor by the base of the tree. She could see out of her window and see a woodpecker by the base of the tree. But she can't see her TV with closed captioning on when she said last Christmas they got the bigger TV. So when they watched like movies like that weren't in English or whatever, that she could put the closed captioning on because she could read that. Now all of a sudden she can't read it. I'm calling BS on that as well. If you're seeing a little woodpecker at the base of a tree, you could see.
You see? Just to the left. Oh yeah, probably digging for grubs that go low during the wintertime. It's we've had a lot of activity.
And again, I want to say I'll be asking more about her site tomorrow. Thank you, Simone's girl. That's slurping. When you have a dry mouth, you really don't have the saliva to slurp. So she's got to have a lot of saliva in order to be slurping like that. Hey, Udine.
Activity over at the diner's out of business right now, and I was joking. I'm like, you need to speak to the manager.
Slowest girl asked how have the other bone tumors been treated?
The one in my entire thigh. So
let's listen to this real closely, okay, and then we'll discuss it. Also, Rachel, I don't know if she's in here. She had emailed me this, and I had seen it, but I hadn't done the part 2 yet. So let's watch about the entire thigh and everything, and listen to what she really says.
So the 3 bone tumors in my thigh. The base one was completely gutted and filled with cement because it was huge. The 2 on my upper thigh were just rod was started in the middle of my femur to support it, and by the time I actually got out of rehab, that had collapsed. I was supposed to be toe touch weight bearing, and I actually.
Okay, so she's saying there was at first there was just the one tumor. Now there was a couple tumors. Okay. She's saying before she left the rehab, it actually collapsed. So she went back to toe touch weight bearing. Okay. If it had collapsed in the rehabilitation center, they would have sent her back to the hospital to go ahead and get that taken care of. There is no way they would have sent her home just toe touching, or what about even putting on some type of leg brace? She never had a leg brace for any assistance. So, no, she's not being honest. Jackie Frost. Hello, Diane. I'm finally here. I'm sorry I'm late. I was getting Chick-fil-A. I'm jealous, Jackie. I I don't have a Chick-fil-A near me, and I'm very hungry. Steroids are doing it to me.
Actually slipped off a sock with my toe, and my foot went out from under me, and I figured that's exactly when it happened because it felt like that's when it happened.
So she's assuming that's when it happened because she had a sock on her toe. So if it happened really in the rehabilitation center, they would have taken like x-rays or something to see what was going on, and she would have went back to the hospital, guys. She wouldn't have been released from rehabilitation toe touching. That is not a tumor. That is her bones deteriorating and breaking down.
They were all, my entire femur was treated with radiation. I had 5.
Her entire femur was treated with radiation.
Extra doses, 5 extra strength doses. I'm entitled up to 10 extra strength doses over the course.
And I don't know if there's any nurses in here today, but is that how it works? They're allowed just 5 doses, but only up to 10 doses with stage 4 cancer? That I'm not familiar with. I could play Dr. Google, I guess, but we do have some nurses in here. Arlene, this whole cat litter thing is beyond disgusting. Oh, yeah, and how about she said that her dog was neutered. However, it's a female, so it would have been spayed, right? But she's a teacher. And it's not that I missed it. I just found that, like, I feel bad for Oreo, and I don't like to touch base on it a lot. Crafty, and I believe she has osteoporosis too. I do as well. You're correct, Diane. They would have sent her back to the hospital, and those tumors are probably benign calcifications. Correct. And I still believe it was a benign tumor on her adrenal gland. Oreo probably has a prostate too. Okay. Sorry.
And then my my lumbar spine, the big one, that's in my L3, was also radiated. But
her lumbar spine, I can't.
Nothing else done to it. It is calcifying according to the spine surgeon. No new fracturing, which is great. He wants to see no new fracturing. And everything. And then my shoulders, the tumors in my shoulders,
which were pretty bad, and that was where the pain was in the beginning. They were both treated with radiation. So everything else has just been treated with chemotherapy.
Okay. Everyone does keep asking about a PET scan. Now, the PET scan, there's a couple things that I can think of. Is there's not enough supporting documentation for a PET scan, because if you have kidney cancer, usually they don't do a PET scan unless it metastasized. Okay, so it metastasized. She said it went to her bones, her rib, her back, her shoulders. So I don't see why she couldn't get a PET scan. I'm not sure if PET scans have a certain maybe weight. I'm not sure. I know there's different like CAT scans. There's a larger machine. So I'm not 100% sure on that. But I'd also like to know why she never had any tumor markers and why she had all these tumors up and down her spine, but her orthopedic oncologist doesn't want to see her for a year. I'm not very versed in cancer nursing, but I do know they limit number of radiations because it reaches a point where the benefits no longer. Oh, all right. Thank you so much, Marianne.
Susan Brown asks if we're still using Sally's bathroom.
Yes, as often as possible.
Yeah.
Okay, this is about the bathroom. I'm gonna let this play out, but then I'm gonna share my thoughts and opinions on this. Okay, so let's just let this part play out, and then I'm gonna share a couple things.
We are
I don't mind telling them to you.
Go ahead.
Oh, I had Jim bring the commode in the house, and Jim got really distraught about it. I'm not gonna lie. And I told him, I said, well, he's like, I feel like we're going backwards. I was like, no, you're not bringing the commode in because I can't go to the bathroom. Bringing the commode in because there is no bathroom. I said, it's like camping. Pretend we're in an RV. I said, it's like camping. He goes, well, I wouldn't be in the tent with the potty. And I was like, yeah, but it's like an RV. All right. We just don't, it's a one big room RV that we made that's got, or a van, like van life. You have to poop right there next to the kitchen sink. So,
Schoolie.
Yeah, like exactly. No, because schoolies, people build little rooms for their commodes and
Some
schoolies
people do.
too.
Some people just
Yeah.
build a way of hiding it. While,
Yes. And because we can't flush it, can't walk it across Sally's the house every time we have to pee or poop, we set up a cat box sort of situation where we took the 5-gallon bucket that holds the potty and we filled it with double garbage bags, kitty litter.
Okay, I can't hold off that long. I tried to let it go. I did try so we can get through the video. Now I get that, like getting up in the middle of the night and having to go to the bathroom and maybe, you don't want to wake Sally up, because I believe that the bathroom is within Sally's bedroom. That's what I'm thinking. So, but Sally does say the doors wake her up and everything. Here's the thing. If you have a bucket, right, and you use it one day, you use it just overnight while you sleep, just in case. Why can't the next morning that bucket be taken to Sally's bathroom, poured down the toilet, and flushed? Why must it be every couple of days that it's emptied and have cat litter in it? There's a thing they call furries, and these people are reminding me of that. So I just don't get where they're coming from. Like, why would you, right, install the toilet? How hard is that? I've done two myself. But we got to remember, Jimmy can't lift over 20 pounds. So, but they do a double bag with kitty litter. So there's an extra expense for them as well. But my goodness, if you use it at night, even if you do furries, you got to look it up. It's people who think they're cats and want to use kitty litter. It's just the oddest, strangest thing. So even if, she did go potty, right? The bag, so she's got bags in it, whatever. You could tie the bag and the next morning untie the bag and flush it down the toilet, for God's sakes. Why do you have to put kitty litter in it? And she's on chemo and disposing it in the garbage can. Exactly, Laura Lee. It's dangerous.
And we dump it in there once a day and then take it out twice a week.
They take it out twice a week.
And between the poopery, which actually really helps.
Well, it's not really poopery. It's
you made it
essential oil.
But it's just like so it was lemongrass and lavender, and I feel like that's what the poopery scent was.
No.
Just because they put the poopery somewhere and we can't.
I mean, if you're going number 2 into this commode, please, poopery and everything, no matter what, it's not going to mask that odor, because we got to really talk that she takes the Marilac, she takes the stool softeners. She's going more than once a day. And another thing is, in the living room, where she said at one point, if she had to get up and go to the bathroom, she'd just go lay down because it used all her energy. Well, Sally's bathroom would be much closer. Sally's bedroom door is right there. So this is totally insane to me. Totally insane.
It's just in one of these boxes.
Yeah.
And even though we organized the boxes, we couldn't find everything we were looking for. And then we found out there's more taped up boxes out there. So, you know, and it's funny because I'm like, we really don't have that much stuff, but I guess we have a lot of stuff. And I think it's mostly like, you know, we have a lot of towels. I don't have a huge nail.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, there's people that go like hunting and stuff, and they bring like a little urinal or whatever, even a 2-liter bottle. He could do what he has to do and dump it in the toilet. Why are you doing all these things? Because Jerry Ann's a teacher? Like, seriously? You can't tell me there's no odor. There's gotta be an odor.
Okay, but I have a nail kit. I don't have a huge pedicure kit, but I have a pedicure kit. Like, doesn't everybody have pedicure tools?
I'd love to see your toenails, because I think we've seen it a couple times on Instagram, and man, oh man. Hi, Mommy of Sunshine.
Not like a full, I don't have like the toes. I mean, I have toe spacers, but I don't have like a foot bath or any of that stuff. I mean, I just have like the little egg scraper and like nail polish and like toe spacers. I don't have like a whole.
Cloud, she's so disgusted. I can't imagine being that lazy. I've been married 42 years and never pooped right besides my husband. That's gross. And also, I mean, imagine if he's sleeping and all of a sudden you just wake up to that. I mean, that's not something you want to wake up to, the odor, right? Sally probably doesn't want Jerry peeing on the floor on her own son. Oh, I'm sure Sally doesn't want Jerry peeing on the floor or son. Would you know? But definitely he could go to the bathroom in a bottle, like you said, and empty it in the toilet. It shouldn't be something that's emptied twice a week when there is a functioning toilet.
Full, you know, pumice stone. They just stay in a little kit in a basket under the counter. But when you take all that stuff out, it looks like a lot of stuff. So, and towels take up a lot of room. So,
right.
So that's okay.
Yes, I do use a Commode in the middle of the night because I don't want to wake up Mom.
Yeah.
You know.
Mostly for peeing. Just so I let you know, most of the time it's for peeing.
Yeah.
If I have no control over when I go to the potty, sometimes I poop in Mom's potty because I'm out here, and sometimes I do it in the middle of the night there. I don't know. It depends on when my body wants to go.
I'm sure your body goes more than once a day. I'm sure.
I only use it for middle of the night emergencies. Like I gotta pee, but I don't want to go across the house. Like,
Well,
possibly
you
wake
don't
up
want to go
Mom.
across the house because that makes you sound lazy. It's about you wanting to wake up your mom. She already has trouble sleeping, you know, and you don't want to be like, even if you went out the door. I mean, even if it was nice weather and you went out the door to pee on a tree, opening the door,
I would do.
But opening the door would wake up Mom because she's that sensitive to it. So, actually, it's probably better for us to have a Commode for Mom because she also sometimes wake up when we open the bathroom door. Like, you guys
now,
my room is medically.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think when I saw the listing on the realtor, I think the mom had a commode in the bedroom, unless they moved Jerry Ann's commode into the mother's bedroom, because I didn't understand why the commode would be there when Sally does have a bathroom over there with her. TMI, I've never pooped in the middle. I have never either, Tammy. So
Any action in the house transfers to my room.
Yeah, it makes the door go.
I mean, yeah. I open my phone, the door goes whoosh.
Yeah.
I go, what the heck?
Right.
You know?
Oh God.
Let's see here. How do you dispose of the trash from the Commode?
In the
Tie
garbage
up the 2 bags and put it in the main garbage.
It's like you would do for cat box. And I originally was thinking about this. Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. Anybody with adult diapers, please trust me. You can just throw that in the garbage.
Yeah.
I promise. Don't make people.
You know, when I get people that have adult diapers, they're disabled. They're not able to get to the toilet. They're not able to do things. She only doesn't walk because she hasn't done it in how long? That's 1. 2, you're on chemo and shouldn't be disposing of that into the main trash. 3, the next morning when it's done, go and empty it in Sally's toilet, even if it's half, flush it, wait, half, flush it, rinse your bucket, put a new bag in, do what you got to do, but don't put it into the trash. Who I wouldn't want to be the trash man. You know, and I get it. I mean, why didn't she say toddlers and babies wear diapers too? And, you know, that's where they're disposed of, right?
Who have adult diapers feel bad about where their feces and stuff are going, because it is what it is. When I had the Commode before, because I was unable to go to the bathroom, we just flushed everything down the toilet. But obviously that's not the situation right now because we don't have a toilet.
But your mother has a toilet, mother-in-law, where you could walk that bucket. But you like Jim doing that dirty work for you. And I do have to ask, why is there a rug up on the couch? That I'm totally lost with.
So
Dy-Dee
yeah,
mailman is on.
Yeah.
He can't believe his eyes that you're wearing a sweater,
yes, it was very cold this morning.
and then he likes the color. So.
Thank you. Actually, I'm wearing the sweater and I'm wearing my blanket because in case I talked to my sister yesterday, and my sister-in-law's having some health issues, and she bought me this sweater. It's from Land's End. She's got very good taste. Oh no, LL Bean, Land's End, one of those. She loves those two stores. And she gave it to me on the cruise. And when I saw that I was wearing like pink in my nightgown, I was like, oh.
And there's another thing. Number one, I think she's covering up maybe some sores, maybe some scratch marks. That's my thought and opinion. She's normally always the hot one. Now she's always suddenly cold. But I think the dog has jumped on her so much that even she said her doctor said something, right? Is there any reason, does she ever get dressed? Does she ever get dressed? I mean, she had a video where she went to the Dollar Tree and stuff, a couple months ago, and now all of a sudden she's just sitting again.
Oh, let me grab my pink sweater. It was cold this morning. I was like, oh, let me grab my pink sweater. And I am, like I said, I am losing weight. I lost 30 pounds since, and this is not even on treatment. I lost 30 pounds in 6 months when I went to my doctor. I went to my doctor in October. So from April to October.
You see Jim go, shh. And she knows when she went to the doctor in October from April. But you see Jim do that? Jim's like, you didn't lose no weight.
Where I'd lost 30 pounds, which I didn't even know about. I wasn't even trying. It was just like, eat.
You see him sucking wind? He knows right there she's not being honest about that.
Check your blood sugar. Don't eat that again. Moving, not moving. Those types of things. Moving more. And that was, I have to tell everybody, that was the super hardest thing. The super hardest thing was when I got my brace off and I was like, good, I could do all these things. And he's like, no, you have restrictions. Okay. So I can do these things. I can do these things, but I can't do these things, but I can do these things.
Remember, there's no restrictions, right? He lifted the restrictions. She's not seeing the oncologist, orthopedic. Where did she lose weight? I'm not sure. Maybe she's trying, because that sweater looks a little loose, maybe she's trying to say she lost weight. Now, don't forget, there's days she only eats 600 calories. Come on.
And I did all these things. And then when I got hurt, I was like, Like, it just got so mad, because then your body is like, don't do those things. I'm like, F you, body. You've been putting me through the ringer for the last year and a half. I wanted to.
You put your body through the ringer, in my honest opinion, not your body put you through the ringer. You could see Jim is a little disgusted with this.
Do these things. So every time you get a little permission, then it's taken away from you and taken away, and you're like, it's so frustrating, so frustrating. I've had keto brownie mix and keto chocolate chip cookie mix from Duncan Hines forever that I want to make rookies. And I know that it's a long process sitting at the table, and they're not a necessity in our family's lives. So like, I want to save cooking sitting at the table for a meal that I can share with my family, not just a snack that I can have for myself.
Right, Tasha, she has never been pregnant. She has no reason for having a weak bladder at 50 years of age. And she's had a weak bladder for a long time. A long time, guys. She's complained about this.
But I'm like, I really want to just do this. But anyway, that's just me. Pity party of one. I don't really, but yeah.
Let's see here. Simone's Girls has, I've heard that whenever a person voids while on chemo, it's not safe for others.
I could see that with like the radioisotopes and stuff.
No, it's any type of chemo. Now, here she goes. She's going to come up with reasons and excuses.
But no, yeah, it's fine. And Jim, we use gloves anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just nasty. I wouldn't do it.
Even though you use gloves, it goes out in your main trash. Think of the other people.
But I cleaned the commode out yesterday, and I use gloves. So
Susan Brown then goes to ask, does the chemo dissipate over time?
well, I take it every day.
Yeah.
So
And I think what Susan Brown was asking, maybe, does it dissipate over time, meaning in her fecal matter or urine? You know what I mean? I think that's what she was asking, not if over time while she's still on it. Susan, I agree. It's not chemo.
that's one of the things about oral chemo versus like going in for treatment.
Right.
My friend had cancer when I was 18. He was my best friend at the time. And he would go for treatment every other Friday. And he had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Basically, he had what looked like a pimple when he was in college, and then he had to come home and get taken care of, and that's what it ended up being. I couldn't see him for 2 days. Like, he would have treatment on Friday, and I wouldn't be able to see him until Sunday. And then he'd have like a good couple of weeks. But with oral chemotherapy on a daily basis, it doesn't ever stop. It's like getting a constant slow drip of chemotherapy. So it's not like you're going to have a good day tomorrow because it's not a chemo day. It is what it is. And some days it's worse. If I eat something that doesn't agree with me or doesn't agree with the chemo or doesn't agree with something else that I took, then I might have a bad day or a worse day. Or if I move the wrong way, or if I don't move the right way, if I don't move.
Right. She is trying to distract the viewers. I couldn't agree with you more, Crafting. And as she's talking, she's looking down. Her eyes are going back and forth. She's not looking at the camera too often. This is, as Simone's girl just said, BS. I agree 100%.
Move enough, if I move too much, like there's no logic to it.
Right.
I just have to do what I can do when I do it. And as I tell Jim all the time, I'm like, I do everything that I can to help you when I can. And I offer. And he's like, you can't help me. I'm like, well, what are you doing? Let me tell you whether or not I could help you. And he's like, I'm doing this and this. I'm like, all right, I can help you do that. I can't help you do the other two things, but I can at least do something. Mm-hmm. And that part is.
Yeah. Sorry.
I could be speaking in like a foreign language as long as I'm done talking. He's ready to read the next question. Go ahead.
Well, that's what he's there for. He's ready to read the next question. There's people in the chat. They're asking things, right? So why wouldn't she address it? She can really read the chat from the TV. What would the health department agree that them going pee and poop and kitty litter and trashing it like normal trash? Right, especially supposedly on chemo. Just like the protein shake, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Correct. Now let's see what she has to say tomorrow. And biohazard does require a red bag, Pamela. Exactly. And let's see what she has to say about this protein with her kidney cancer.
Simone's girl says, when I was a caretaker for a loved one with cancer, it was considered biohazard.
There you go. There's our Simone's girl.
Chemotherapies are. This actually, the Cavamedics came in a bio bag.
Yeah.
Did this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's asking Jim if this one came in a bio bag. Why wouldn't she know it? He would bring the prescription home to her, correct?
I think most of the medications will come in a biohazard bag because it can be considered dangerous if treated the wrong way or used the wrong way.
Sure, that's any medication, really.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. I think the difference is, according to what I heard from the
Boy, she looks either spaced out or something. You see how she's just staring off?
doctor, is this particular chemo she's on, she doesn't have to do the radiation. And I think the doctors, what I remember, was telling us that while she was doing the radiation part of the chemo, that handling her biomatter would be, you need to wear protection because it could be harmful.
Were you talking about when I got radiation, or are you talking about when I get the scans?
When you were getting radiated, when you were going in.
I don't remember him saying that. That's cool. I know when I get a nuclear bone scan.
Hey, Sean. Hey, Lena Licious. How are you guys? Right. It doesn't come in a bio bag because it isn't cancer. Lena Licious. Jerry also holds her urine for years so she doesn't have to get up from the couch, which has caused UTIs and damaged kidneys, I'm sure. Probably has.
Scan. They put a radioisotope in me. And I have to double flush the toilet, not let anybody handle my stuff, for 24 hours. And that's the only restrictions that I remember. And what they told you and what they told me obviously could be two very different things. But That was the only restrictions I remember as far as that's concerned.
Susan Brown said, did I hear you say you lost 30 pounds?
I did. I was 404 in August when I went to, it was after the cruise. No, it was before the cruise, excuse me.
Right.
I was trying to get down for cruise weight, but it wasn't really quite going as fast. And then when I went to the doctor, she was like, "Oh, you're 372," and I was like, "Yeah."
Right.
I was like, "No," I was like, "Yeah." I just, because when I go to the oncologist every month,
And I'm sorry, in my honest opinion, I think she's more than 372 pounds. Or maybe because, and it could be because she has no muscle mass whatsoever, that maybe she looks bigger than what she is. Maybe that could be it. See how her body language is? She's lying. Public health would step in and get the toilet installed, or would insist she get red bio bags. I had to use bio bags to get rid of medical waste when I did home chemo. There you go, Marion. Thank you so much. Jerry Ann knows everything, though. Let's not forget that. Also, couldn't you reach out to the Cancer Society and let them know, hey, I've been without a toilet and I'm on chemo and I really could use some assistance? Why wouldn't the American Cancer Society step in? They help people, or they find the resources to help people.
I saw that it was slowly coming down, but it's not when I went to the primary. My primary schedule was the same time as my surgeon's schedule. So when I went them 6 months apart, I was like, oh, well, I didn't realize that in 6 months it'd been 30 pounds. But yeah, but it's probably more now because I'll find out on Thursday, because I really haven't been eating even calories. Like I used to be able to sit and have, so the pints of ice cream that I get are
Just watch Jim. The pints of ice cream.
non-premium, very inexpensive, $1.64 a pint for like Walmart's, not premium ice cream, basically just regular scoopable, a lot of air. The whole container is 600 calories. I used to be able to do that, would be like my whole meal sometimes. I'd be like, I'll have a pack of cold cuts, the 88-cent calorie, 88-cent cold cuts.
So the ice cream has protein, right? And eating processed food with her kidneys, not a good thing. And she's trying to say she knew none of this. When you have kidney cancer, they tell you a specific diet, what you can eat, what you cannot eat, what you should do.
And then that'll be my protein, and then I'll just have ice cream. And it's just so comforting to my mouth and my throat.
Right.
And even my digestive system. It just feels good. That would be like my meal, something like my meal for the day. Now I'm only can do like a half pint ice cream. And if I mix peanut butter in it, it's even less, even longer. So,
and if she mixes peanut butter in it, which is more protein, she mixes peanut butter into the ice cream. She even puts peanut butter in her coffee, she has said. This is where I get so upset. This is where she could really slowly kill herself with congestive heart failure. There is such a thing as eating herself to death. If you looked at her videos from 2 months ago, she has gained. Yes, Frenchie, I believe so too. 100%. Look at her when she had her bib overalls on. She didn't look the way she is right now. You know what I mean?
Just don't have the appetite that I used to. And that's okay. I'm not mind. I mean, I used to eat when I was hungry and bored and celebration and all the other things, but I no longer can force myself to, which is a big thing,
Someone was saying, I'm trying to remember, were you on hospice at one time?
You ready for this? She was on hospice. You ready for this? We all know what hospice is. 6 months or less to live.
And I realized I kicked myself in the butt because I could have been on hospice for a whole year.
She could have been on hospice for a whole year with 6 months or less to live. So, I don't know. Jim's kind of looking up a little bit.
Because I stopped treatment on November 23rd last year. And I started treatment on October 26th this year. And I could have been, or 28th. No, 26th. And I could have been on hospice that whole time. And I could have had this in-home nurse.
And she would have been better being with the in-home nurse if she truly had the in-home nurse taking care of those wounds that she neglected for so long. And as she always says, she's got the down under, you know what I mean? Sean, she's trying to say those sores under her arm is from chemo. She's so full of it. She really is full of it. She tries to make Jim and Sally, believing everything she says. Peanut butter in the coffee when online because she eats 24/7. Oh, where'd it go? 24/7, and it's a way to sneak food. How can Jim sleep in the bed without sliding up because Jerry's weight on the side? She didn't need hospice. She's a lying set. I agree. I mean, she could have maybe got palliative care, but hospice?
Nurses and stuff like that. But that would have helped Jim in a way because we wouldn't have had to do wound care every day. However, I wouldn't have been able to keep my home health aide. When you're on hospice, they pay for everything. And hospice is something.
And when you're on hospice, they pay for everything. But remember when she didn't get the bandages she needed? She couldn't get a lot of things that she needed. I'm 53. I'm pretty active, but I sit too long. My back and legs hurt. Definitely understand that, Frenchie. The only care she receives is CC care. And I don't think she receives care. I think it's just like housekeeping. And my thoughts and opinion is because of her weight. Palliative care, maybe. That's what I agree with. But she says hospice.
Something you can go on and revoke and take back. And I know we've had a lot of people talk about that. It's just when you're not seeking treatment for your disease. And that you're in the end stages of the disease. And that's what I'm at. I'm, the end stages, but I can be in this end stage for a really long
She's in the end stage of the disease, and she could be in this end stage for a really long time.
So, yes, I was on hospice for a few months that first year.
Susan Brown is saying that is good for your heart, and I'm thinking about.
Oh, I get you, Sean. Don't worry about it.
Because her
Oops, hold on.
previous question was about the 30 pound loss of 30 pounds. Isn't hospice for patients with 6 months or less?
Swallow the coffee. Like, what are you doing? And yes, hospice is for 6 months or less, Jerry Ann.
Sorry. Hospice is just for people not seeking treatment.
Palliative care is for people not seeking treatment.
And actually, the Department of Health and Human Services lady that came back, she was the one that said, while you're not on treatment, you can get on hospice books in this way that you can constantly need them when you need them. But I did realize then when they were here how much they actually put out for their treatments and stuff and all the things that they take care of. So it was kind of like, yes, it's a resource. And if I needed the resource that bad, I would definitely tap into that resource. But I will leave that resource right now for others.
She's going to leave that resource for others because she doesn't really need to tap into it right now. You tap into everything that you could get for free. You get, food stamps. I get Jim doesn't work, and there's nothing against anybody receiving food stamps. Don't get me wrong. She's got a man that could work. She could work from home doing some type of customer service, some type of phone calls. She chose for those limitations because of her size. That, you know what? Like I said before, everybody has at older age has arthritis. Diane, I have her sped up some. Yes, it's hard to listen to it. I got her at 1.25. Laura Lee, if they reported it would have been checked on, then it would have been known if she was on chemo. If not, she's a liar. If yes, she's doing something illegal. Jim said script was in a biohazard bag. There are not tumors, Dumbo. Yeah, let's see. Gets me angry for all the people I've known that does receive hospice. Yeah. Ancient. I think she's bigger than she's ever been. I agree. I think she's lying about her weight, same as she lies about everything else. I think she's well over 400 pounds. She's tall, not short. Right, she's 5'7".
Because we were doing it. We were getting by and we were doing it. We were taking care of everything. So the thing that I missed about it is the lady who came in with who she was a social worker. She would come once a week. Once a week, right? Just once?
Yeah.
Twice?
At least once a week.
She would come and sit and we would just talk about all of the things that just seeing a regular therapist, you have to see a therapist that had somebody go through cancer to the death to get the same type of therapy you would by a hospice social worker. Because
hey, Laura, how are you doing? It's okay. Who the hell puts peanut butter in their coffee? Jerry Ann does.
And let a lot of people go. So they have an insight that not every therapist gets. Because everybody's always suggesting you should go to therapy. You should go to therapy. I'm like, well, I have to find the therapist that's going to have any idea of what I'm going through to give me help. Like, and then the other thing is, they had a pastor come once a week, and sit and just we talked spiritual and just it was so nice. And that was a lot different scenario because I was kind of stuck in bed back then.
That was between being bedridden and
bedbound.
Well, bedbound, not bedridden, and
Sean, that one I'm not 100% sure of. I'd love you to send that to me if you found that. I do know usually with the stage 4 that she has, normally they would not use chemotherapy. Normally they would use immune therapy, and they would also take the kidney out, especially as large as her tumor was. Let's see, Ancient, I asked her to just hold up her chemo box, and I would apologize. She loves showing all other meds, but she just removes my comments. Wow. Well, look at, she showed that ointment, and that ointment is a topical ointment for skin, and she's trying to say that an ENT told her to put it in her mouth. Stop it. Thanks, Sean. I appreciate it.
Just a lot of unknowns of like, doctors couldn't give any real like, you've got 6 months to live, get your repairs and or things like that.
Yeah.
So
they still don't.
Yeah.
So she still has no time limit, right? But she was on hospice, right? She's letting them know, no, I don't have it. She's going to be a miracle. She's going to go NED, or she's going to be misdiagnosed, or she's just going to keep lying about this for years until her heart gives out or something, or her diabetes is so out of control. I guarantee you. Why a pastor? Why didn't the chicken foot in the spell jars? Marianne, I was going to say something about, wait a minute, you were doing the Wiccan at that time. Weren't they doing the Wiccan and all that stuff?
They still don't. And that's why I'm just kind of like, you know what? Let's just live one day at a time and not over worry about things, because I used to over worry about everything, and the stress level was just like so chaotic.
See her wiping her mouth, guys? That's because she has a lot of saliva, because she either has trench mouth or I can't think of the other one offhand right now. Trench mouth or thrush. And with trench mouth and thrush, you do get ulcers as well. And I'm surprised, being on chemo, that she hasn't been told to go to a dentist. Thrush is a mouth disease. I'm sure she's got periodontal disease and gingivitis. And also with Jim, he's always tired. I mean, why on earth, with the free medical, why wouldn't they go see a dentist? And I showed that in Missouri, Medicaid does cover dental for adults and also dentures. Like, get that infection out of your mouth. Those are my thoughts and opinions.
God, I couldn't really function.
Yeah. And then I was like, why?
Yeah.
It is going to be what it is going to be. And you're not going to enjoy the rest of the time we have together if you're stressing out about every little tiny,
Once you hear
insignificant.
Yeah. Simone's Bro says ice cream is full of sugar. Cancer can thrive on sugar. Have you spoken to a oncologist nutritionist?
I have, and that's a misnomer. Cancer cannot thrive on sugar. It really just doesn't like alcohol, and it really doesn't like processed meats.
Processed meats, what you eat, processed meats, right? Kibasi, the hot dogs, the cheap processed meat that you purchased at Walmart because they were certain serving sizes. So it's unreal how Jim kisses her ass on her videos and then goes to his channel and rants. Oh my God, she lies. Yes, she does. None of this makes any sense. That's where I say they keep contradicting themselves.
There are studies out there, but they've been disproven that cancer thrives on sugar, but it doesn't. But that being said,
okay, if cancer doesn't thrive on sugar, your diabetes it's not good to eat all the sugar that you do eat with your diabetes. Yeah, Jim does spew. I don't do Jim's video. The other channel does that. I don't step on their toes. That's they like that, and they could totally have that. I just like, because I started with Jerry Ann from the beginning, and how You know, and don't get me wrong, I felt for, oh my God, she's got cancer. Oh my goodness, I felt bad. I shed a tear. Don't get me wrong. And then when none of this started adding up and making sense with the how long she waited in bed and all this, that just kept me going.
There is sugar-free ice cream I could eat. The problem is they're denser and they're not soft. So yeah, I mean, I do try to balance my diet and make sure that I have, again, a protein-filled dinner to combat the carbs.
A protein-filled dinner. She should only have between 30 to 35 grams of protein per day because of her kidney cancer. Jerry Ann, you can Google it and look yourself, but hopefully you went to the doctors and you'll come back with a better story for us. If you come back and say that that doctor tells you protein is good for you, you're lying. You're 100% lying. And just like, oh, your one kidney might work at 95%, but your other kidney works at 5, so that makes it equal 100%. What is wrong with you?
And fat that are in my dessert. Sometimes I have Carb Smart ice cream, which has got a lot of low sugar in it.
Right.
But that's very expensive in a pint form. And then while we have the half gallons, I have to rely on Jimmy to serve it to me, which of course is more work for him. So one of the reasons I switched, don't shrug your shoulders like it's not a big deal when it's a big deal a lot of times.
Well, yeah, usually when you ask for a shake at night, because that's usually when I'm.
Yeah. Or even scoop ice cream. You're tired and it's the end of the day, and I get it. It's so much easier for him to like grab the pint. I let it sit here for a while, get a little soft. I eat around the outsides because I like the soft part of the ice cream. And then I put the paper back on, squish the other half pint back down to the bottom, and put it away for the next time. And that's so much easier than having to like take out the ice cream, take out the scoop, take out the bowl.
Like, you make it so hard. How hard is it how difficult is it just to scoop out ice cream into a bowl? How many spoons does it take to do that? Oh, it might create more dishes though. But what if maybe Jim wanted some of that ice cream? Is he not allowed to eat that?
Wait for it to soften so you could scoop me some, so that you could put it in the bowl. So then you bring it, and then you clean up the bowl. And this is one of those things that they talk about on ADHD all the time, right? And there was like, you see it as one simple step. I see it as multiple steps, like, and hard steps too. What is this, Jim? Is this a rash?
No, I don't know what that is.
Do you see her lick her finger and touch it? Like, your mouth is the cleanliest thing and you're on chemotherapy? What does she think about? Oh, I get it. She's cleaning her chest. It's part of her bath.
What does it look like?
Just a little round red dot, like dry skin.
Okay, because I want to talk to you about that. So remember the one, I'm sorry guys, I had a dry patch. The dog scratches me all over, and they take a long time to heal because diabetes and cancer and stuff. The end of one of the
More so diabetes, not diabetes, cancer and stuff.
scratches, it became this giant dry patch of weirdness, like almost like a giant scab, but there was nothing there to scab up.
Yeah.
Well, I started getting one here at the end of the scratch. So I'm wondering, like, is it
maybe Oreo scratched your breast by jumping on you?
And this has all been since chemo. Like, I have to tell my doctor. So I'll remember to tell my doctor.
I would.
Just to make sure. I hope he doesn't send me back to the skin doctor. She don't take my insurance.
Now the skin doctor, which is the dermatologist, now doesn't take their insurance any longer. There's always a reason. Oh, that could be maybe someone could send her money and help her out.
Jimmy was working. She took us on a sliding scale, and it was like, okay, we have to budget for the skin doctor.
Ashley, Laura, you did.
But the last time she went, her assistant forgot, and it was like this whole big thing. We had to pay way more money than we could afford. Like, basically, she asked us for triple what we had been paying. So we were like, okay, can't go to her for a long time. But she was also in new practice. She might be taking Medicaid now. I'll have to find out. But he does want me to go back to the dermatologist just to keep an eye on my skin.
I'm sure there's more than one dermatologist that you could go to in the area, and being that you have stage 4 cancer, I'm sure if you called up the American Cancer Society, they would direct you in the right way.
And while the treatment's going.
Mm-hmm.
So, shoot, any more questions? What do you need to know? What do you want to know?
Fatty from Cincinnati is asking.
Oh my God, I love that name.
I hope she doesn't lose her job. We haven't seen her since there was a threat to call her job.
Who threatened to call her job?
I don't recall.
No, she hasn't lost her job. As a matter of fact, Jimmy was on the live the first time this morning when he told her that she's off today. She has a 1 day off a week, and it's flexible to her discretion. And she usually goes based on her her boyfriend's schedule. Like when he's off, they'll take the day off together. So.
Or like today, because it's bone chilling out there.
Well, yeah, and yesterday was really hard on her. Like she did a lot of physical work, so it's a good day for her to take off on her.
Let's see here. JD the mailman says it's always comforting to have a pastor.
I mean, wouldn't that be something, Jan? Like, vlog you taking care of yourself. Vlog you standing up for longer than, a minute or two. Vlog you standing at the kitchen counter, washing a couple dishes, putting a couple dishes in the dishwasher. Vlog you, heading into the shower and then coming out and do different things. But the only thing she has vlogged is sitting on this couch or laying in the bed. I don't even recall the last time she sat in her chair in the bedroom.
Pastor handy to talk to when you are sick.
That's true.
Simone's girl goes and says that just seems like so many unnecessary calories to have ice cream so often.
I appreciate your suggestions and everything, but it's really, first of all, it's almost all the calories I'm getting in a day. There's like 106 calories in the cold cuts because it's only like 2 ounces. Yeah. And whether or not I get 2 scrambled eggs in the morning, and if I can finish them. But no, I and then sometimes for dinner I just have like spinach with some meat in it, like because it's just my body won't take it. Yeah. But that being said, I don't care. It feels good on my mouth, and I'm at the point now where whatever feels good on my mouth. I do have sugar-free pudding and Jello, and I still eat those, but I can eat them warm. They don't really help as much when they're warm. Like even drinking the water with ice in it is way better than drinking the water when the ice melts. To the point where this knockoff Stanley thing that I got keeps the ice cold for like 3 days, and I just want to like drink water out here all the time.
So if you're drinking water all the time, I mean, you're flushing yourself. You think with the 600 calories or less that you would probably drop some weight, right? I mean, water has a lot to do with it.
But the service cup that I keep in my bedroom only keeps the ice, cold overnight. So Jim gives me ice the night before bed, and then I can use it for my water in the morning, and then by the next night it already needs more ice. So sorry.
Sorry, that's because you just drank water and you had overproduction of saliva, so you slurped.
But yeah, that cold definitely helps. As a matter of fact, a lot of times I eat my leftovers cold, or just take the chill off of them, just because I can't eat them hot.
Stick them in the microwave for 30 seconds.
Or something. Depends on what it is, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, last night it was just like chunks of dark meat. I was just dipping in sweet potato. It was so good. I mean, I didn't.
Well, I just went and looked at my chat. Sorry. Because I have this up on my screen, but Marianne just said, now that their bathroom is not working, how long do you think it's been since either of them have actually bathed? I would love... Didn't Jim used to bathe quite often, or say he showered quite often? I can't remember. But now I'm wondering if he doesn't shower and bathe as often. I don't know. I don't know how someone could go that long without taking a shower.
I didn't get to have much. When I made a big plate, I was going to share it on Instagram, but then I wasn't sure how people would feel about it. I made a big plate. Like, who's going to eat all this food on Thanksgiving? And I didn't get the chance to eat it. Well, you ate all yours, but yeah, I didn't get the chance to eat even as much as I wanted to. But I just about was able to finish the sweet potatoes and some of the mashed potatoes. Like I said, the mashed potatoes, I felt the grit in the mashed potatoes. Nobody else did. My tongue was feeling grit in my mashed potatoes. I wonder if it's the salt. Maybe that's what salt. There's a lot of salt in mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the salt, or maybe Jim added some extra salt. Who knows? But I don't know. I mean, if they're cooked right, instant potatoes, like it's just with water or milk and stuff. I don't use instant potatoes. I actually use real potatoes. But
anyway.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
Betty from Cincinnati says that's great, and then Brenda, says good morning.
So good morning. As far as the calories is concerned, I will point something out to you. When someone has got even gastric bypass, they're 600 calories a day, and it's mostly got to be protein.
So somebody that has gastric bypass has to have protein. That's because they can't fit that much food within their stomach. So what they need to eat is protein, but they don't have kidney cancer. I mean, they could be diabetic. However, I'm sure they don't have kidney cancer. Why are you speaking on this topic when you're not educated on it?
That being said, some days I'm nowhere close. Some days I'm 300 calories a day. 300 calories.
300 calories a day. If she ate 300 calories a day, do you know how quickly that weight would drop off of her? It would literally just drop off of her.
Calories in spinach. If I'll do spinach and just spinach or Brussels sprouts, really well steamed Brussels sprouts, I can eat. Like I just want to eat the stems. I hold the stalk and I just eat it like that. That works. Big problem too is it's hard to open my mouth because of all the scarring, especially in this area. It's really hard to open my mouth. More than that, now I can do this.
Oh, look what she does. I mean, guys, maybe she does have a little mental instability. I don't know who would come on and talk about urine and feces and commodes and how happy she was when they gave her the wand in the hospital that would just suck up the urine. Look at Jim looking. I mean, holy cow.
A lot easier. But it's not a normal way to eat. So of course I try to eat and I go, I can get more in there. But stuff like broth. You know what I've been jonesing for a long time is like oodles and noodles. But I don't. It's so much gluten that I'm like, oh. But I have gluten-free oodles and noodles. Well, so we always do. If you guys are interested in having like ramen, but you're watching your
Ready? Here, we're going to get educated right now.
sodium intake, you could do what I do. I get sodium-free Box, which is like MBT. MBT was the brand I used to have, and there's sodium-free broth packets. They're flavor packets with no salt. So what I do is I take a half of whatever Nissan is giving me, and I put in a packet or a half a packet of the low sodium flavor. So you still get all the flavor and half the salt.
We're over an hour.
Yeah, I knew that. I just know there's a lot of questions, so I'm so okay with it.
Okay, so he reminds her we're over an hour. There's a half hour left, guys. This is difficult. Now, she makes him end his at an hour because, oh, he's got to put Oreo to bed, and if he doesn't respond right away, she'll text him more and more, which cuts off like his live. So, but she gets to do what she wants. Maybe he wants to go do something. Maybe he wants to go do a video, right? Or a vlog or a live. She doesn't care. It's all about her.
So if you're ever interested in that, that's a great way to do it. Or you could just do double packs of noodles, like for 2 people. Double your noodles, double your water, and just put in a 1 pack of seasoning. Because let me tell you something, it still tastes good with just half the seasoning. But another way to do if you like ramen is also you can add frozen vegetables, you can add meat, just anything. I used to love to put the Tyson grilled chicken bites and just put them in the bottom of the ramen. That was really good. Okay,
I'm on steroids and she's making me hungry. And she's not talking about any food that I like, though.
So, and then of course, Jim and I, back in the day, we used to use ramen without soup. We used to just make it with stir fry. We would soften the noodles and just throw it in whatever stir fry we're making.
What are my plans for today? Wherever the dice lands, I guess. If you were on my live last night, you would have heard me talk about how Jerry introduced me to this video where this girl made up a list of 20 items that she needed to do, and she broke them down. So it's not like do the kitchen; it was like do the dishes, clean off the. So I'm a gamer. I love to play role-playing games. So what she did was she wrote down this list, and then she took a 20-sided dice. If you don't know what that is, you have to be a gamer. If you know. If you know, you know. Right. So you just roll that, and whatever number it lands on, you do that task. And if you've already done it, you just roll again.
Yeah.
So it was fun.
How about Jerry Ann make a list of things that she needs to do and work on it every day? How about, when her watch tells her to stand up, that she actually stands up? How about, would anybody love to know how many steps she takes in an actual day? Because I sure would.
For me yesterday when I started it, I'm like, this is a great way of doing shit.
And every day you start a new list. You don't just finish yesterday's list. Every day you start a new list. Because first of all, things change. So if you had load the dishwasher yesterday, then today will be unload the dishwasher. Or whatever, like those types of things. Plus, some things you don't have to do every day. You know, that
Wow. How about things that you have to do every day? I bet you make the list for him.
you still put on your list, like, I don't know, clean your toilet, that type of thing. So, yeah, it's, you know, it's worked out for you. I'm really glad, because I kind of, when I saw it, I was like, this is what Jim needs. He loves lists. He loves to have something visual that he could check off and task, like that type of task reward. But with a D20 dice, I was like, oh, that's it. Which, by the way, I had thought about that too. But that's not a surreal scale.
Okay.
But, well, because I was thinking, like, okay, so there is a D4 dice that it looks like a pyramid. So I was thinking was, if you had made up 4 lists.
Exactly. How about take a shower? I mean, that would be something to work on. At least start once a week and then, you know what I mean, work up to twice a week. But even in the hospital, she told the nurses, well, I can't shower daily because I have dry skin. What? What? When she said in a live, Jim naps for 3 hours. No wonder he's tired. He's overly tired. She will put on her Apple Watch on Oreo play fetch. That's funny. Sounds like my 4-year-old grandson's star chart on the refrigerator.
Of, like, maybe you list out all the bedroom, all the things that need to be done in the bedroom, right? 20 different tasks in the bedroom, or 20 different tasks in the kitchen. You could actually roll the D4 to see which list you'd pick, and then from that you can go on the D20 and see. Just to help you, because you like.
No, that'd be too much.
Well, sometimes your brain just wants to be all over the place, but if you think, yeah, the D20 just works.
It is.
And she gets to sit there and probably make up the lists and stuff while he has to do it. Like, come on, you guys have seen when she would be doing the cleaning and he would be bringing her the thing to dust, and oh my gosh. And that was back like 4 or 5 years ago. She was with limitations since day one of her channel. What, from arthritis and an arthroscopic knee surgery? No, it was because you didn't want to put in the effort to move around.
Yeah, good. Jim was saying that he was hoping we'd get Christmas boxes out this weekend, but I don't see that.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening. If we hear from, because of the holiday, obviously we didn't hear from like Surf Pro, the insurance company.
Right.
So if this week, if we hear from them, we have a better idea of what their timeline is to get the bathroom done. Maybe we will have to move these boxes somewhere temporarily permanent until they're done, so we can have living room space back, and we can possibly think about getting a tree.
Well,
Her little
tree.
No, I'm putting it up. I meant
Okay.
her little playpen is collapsible. It's a travel one, and she just goes in there to hide.
Oh, it's a playpen. Now it's a playpen. It was a crib. No, it's a crate. It's a kennel. Whatever. Oh my goodness.
Her toys, and what's that growing? Oh, squirrel.
Literally.
Seen a squirrel, literally. She can see out that Arcadian door, but she can't see that TV in those comments. You're so caught in so many lies. You monitor your husband's chat. Will you stop it with the lies?
Literally, yeah. She just goes in there to like hide her toys every once in a while, or to get something she's hidden. It doesn't need to stay up for Christmas. We could definitely put that away and have more room. Figure out what we're gonna do. This is her. Yeah. I started to talk about that before. I'm pretty sure this is her first Christmas. Even if she was born before Christmas, I'm sure they didn't celebrate Christmas with her anyway. So I'm going to take it like when I figured that she was born on the 30th. It's what the 8 weeks look like. But yeah, I don't know how she's going to be with did we give the bubble bear away to somebody last year? I feel like we gave it to Kayla.
I don't remember.
But we had, let's see how she is going to be with the tree, with the light.
You know what's funny? I every now and then I come and look in the chat, and Tammy W, it's the only way to get him to hang out with her and make him comments. Well, you know what? Sally's there as well, so I don't understand why Sally has not been, the one there, and Jim allowed to do things, you know what I mean? Take care of things. I don't get that.
Lights, is there any noises? We found an angel yesterday. So excited. Oh my gosh. I know for the last few years we've been making a gnome tree and with a gnome topper, but Mom and I have been looking for a new angel since our angel burned out pretty much. And they were so expensive forever. And then the ones that were cheaper were ones that you had to like get up and turn on and off every night because they were like battery operated. And I'm like, can we just get an angel, like a regular angel? And she wasn't cheap. She was $20 or $18 or something, but right? 15? What's she 15? I don't remember. 15. Okay. But she's, yeah, I'm so excited. She's got like little fiber optic wingtips and everything. I'm like, oh, I'm just really excited to have an angel on top of the tree. Because that's always been Christmas for us, is having an angel on top of the tree.
I like my gnome.
I know. And people say like the angel goes last, like the tree top goes last. At my house, it always went first because you got to build down from the lights. I don't know how people do that last. Maybe when they don't have a light up star. Maybe when they just throw a star up there, it's different. But yeah, so I kind of want to like, we've talked about this for so many years. I just kind of want to like get the tree and glue the ornaments on it. Just wrap it in saran wrap, right? Saran wrap and just put it away and take it out and unwrap it and be like, ooh, who survived? No, Jim's like, no. Jim's like, no. But meantime, he's the one who wants to decorate the tree. He's like, I'm tired. Do I have to decorate?
How hard is it to decorate the tree? Isn't it like a 4-foot or 5-foot tree that they usually put on a table? It's not that it's a huge tree. Jerry probably hands them all the ornaments and tells them where to put it. I mean, holy cow. Bring the table over to Jerry. Let her sit there and decorate it herself.
Tree. I try to make it easy for her by gluing everything, but you know what we could do if we did that, Jim? We could buy like trees on clearance and we could have a gnome tree. We pack away like the gnome tree. We could pack away like the traditional tree, and then we can have like the woodland tree.
You want to build a shed to hold all that stuff?
Well, I didn't say that to be all full size trees. We still have the 3-foot tree that he gave me when the house flooded. See, a lot of people would come to me for a long time and be like, why are you still married to Jim if he's like this and he's like that and he's like that? First of all, I usually tell
them, why are you still married to Jim? Maybe some people think, why is Jim still married to you? He's been carrying your weight for how long?
to go after themselves because he's my husband and I love him. But then I have to remind them of stories like stuff like that. You know, my house flooded, and it was the very first time in my entire life that I was not at 481 for Christmas, and my whole family wasn't at 481 for Christmas. When we were at the apartment in the group home, it was just 2 months after the flooding. Well, it was about a month by the time he brought me. And he went to Target and he bought a 3-foot Christmas tree lit up, or 4-foot, with all the ornaments and stockings. And he made a Christmas in home. And he is so special.
Oh, you were upset that you couldn't have Christmas.
Yeah. I know. And it's just one of the reasons, you know. And like when Bob died, he was there. He was a rock.
You know, and you could tell Jim really cared. He said you were upset you didn't have a Christmas tree. Like, he did something nice. You would get him upset before he would go to work because you would want to run to the store and he'd have to take care of things. Like, come on, Jerry.
I just said, you know, what's hard is when I'm hard on him because I know that's the person he is. And it's a lot of work. What?
Oh, I did not mean to keep that.
What happened? Looks like you had something wrong.
Oh, this one. Nurse in pink.
Oh, what you got to say now? Is you helping? She's
No.
the one who said to ask the doctor about the protein.
Oh. So tidbit of life. Sorry, you were talking too much. I said I have a mouth sore. Yeah, she has massive mouth sores and she has to get injections. And the only thing that helps to smooth it is ice cream. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, who's that?
Tidbits of life.
You stop now. Thank you.
You know, she already seen it. She said, oh, you stop now. Thank you. Because you know what? This is where the super chat came from. And Tidbits of Life commented on mine. And I just asked her in response, do you believe she has cancer? But she never responded back to me.
Tidbits goes to say, it's my personal choice. Like, it's her choice that she can eat. Yeah.
See, when Jim seen the donation, he kind of got like nervous and ready to cry and kind of kicked like the, that's why I think he hit the tripod. Remember how long it took them to take the tree down that one year? Yeah, they might as well have left it up, right? I mean, think about it. They could leave it up, put it in their spare bedroom and not worry about it. It's not like they have a lot of house guests. Then bring it out.
My blood sugar stays good.
Right.
And I don't have like bad spikes, or I still try to eat balanced as much as possible. No, it is what it is. There's also protein in ice cream, don't forget.
Right.
You know, and good fat.
Right. And then Nurse in Pink is if you are on hospice, yes, eat what you want, but most people that are fighting will not eat anything that will cause them harm,
Exactly. Oop.
harm and regrets of cancer.
Right. In regards to cancer, yeah, I don't.
You know,
That's why I don't like the processed meat.
Right.
I do eat the call budding. I don't eat it every day, and it's 2 ounces. Occasionally, I have a hot dog, but for most part, I don't eat like Jimmy eats cold cuts every day. I don't eat them every day.
Oh, here's tidbits. Yes, I did respond. I said yes because she has a central line. I'm a retired nurse for 23 years. What do you mean she has a central line? Are you speaking of her port in her chest? Is that what you're speaking of?
And I don't drink alcohol. But again, when I was on my cruise, I drank alcohol because I was on a cruise with my sister, first time in my life, and I was gonna risk it. You know, sorry to say. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
well, my thing is I understand both sides of the coin because my father, who had diabetes, said, or was told to have a certain kind of diet.
Okay, but that tidbits, you do realize that she had mentioned how she was a hard stick, that she was hard to draw blood from. They also use those type of lines for other things, not just. And don't get me wrong, I believe she had immune therapy, but I don't believe it was for stage 4, grade 4 cancer because you said you're a retired nurse. They would have taken her kidney out with that large of a tumor inside of her kidney.
Well, he didn't want to have that diet. He chose not to, and it basically took his life. Well, or
My
at
mother
least
as well.
pushed him, faster into a grave than
Yeah,
if he didn't.
my mother as well. She said, if I can't live this way, I don't want to live at all.
See, but my father's thing wasn't just a factor of being like stubborn or anything like that. It was because one, as a kid, I was a very picky eater. My mom is a picky eater, and he didn't want to have to make 2 different meals. But the thing, now that I can look back at it, I can sit there and go, well, maybe if Dad did make this stuff that he was supposed to be eating, it would be a combination of this is dinner, you have a choice to eat it. If you don't like it, my dad's biggest thing was if you don't like dinner, breakfast is
No,
in the
my
morning.
dad's biggest thing.
That was my dad's too.
Oh,
If you don't like what was on the table, either
well,
one had.
I thought he always just catered to you.
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Oh no.
I didn't know that.
But in Jerry's
He didn't
situation,
cook some of the foods. He didn't eat some of the foods he should have been eating.
Yeah.
Because we didn't like them.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
I'm not doubting that you're a retired nurse, so I'm sorry if you took it that way. She's definitely not a candidate for surgery. Really? So they'd let her suffer with the stage 4. She was a candidate to get that tumor taken out of her thigh and her femur, and also a rod put in cement, and she hasn't taken care of herself. So if you indeed believe that she has the stage 4, then why wouldn't she have been taking care of herself in order to be able to get the things done that she needs to have done?
if we had known then,
Sure.
Right.
we didn't know from steamed vegetables.
Right. That's
So
the thing.
that's the thing is if we had known then. But
And my
we
mom,
were picky eaters.
yeah. And for my mom, she would consciously make good.
And I do have another question, Tidbits. She has family. She has sisters. She has a brother. Nobody comes and visits or spends time with her. Even her best friend doesn't come anymore. Even her other best friend from Florida doesn't come anymore. Wouldn't you think with a stage 4 cancer that they would be there by her side?
good choices when she was feeling like she could.
Right. And why did she go 11 months without any chemotherapy? Why isn't she on immune therapy? You're a retired nurse. Why are they not using immune therapy over the chemotherapy? Because usually when it's gone that far, they go more towards the immune therapy.
We're very emotional eaters. She had a very hard life. And when trauma would come rear its ugly head, you just turn to food. So that she would turn to food that she shouldn't have.
Right.
And but how long did your father have diabetes before he passed?
He was borderline diabetic when he
so 84 to
borderline, or was he full-fledged diabetic when he retired in 84? I don't remember.
Right.
He must have been full-fledged because his next thing was to go for a job with trucking line, and they wouldn't take him because he said,
Okay.
Right.
So 3 years?
Yeah.
And my mother was also about 3 years until she had her heart attack.
Right.
And then she lived for 8 months after that. I have currently been managing my diabetes since 2010. So I've already got them beat by 10 years. So this is 13 years of me managing my diabetes. So I'm pretty good. I mean, obviously there's things that happen anyway. You know, after 10 years of being a diabetic, I started to get the diabetic retinopathy and macular edema. I also have had neuropathy, not terrible. It's not to the point where I can't.
Right. The surgery she did have was major. Looks like Sean wants to have a dialogue. I was a respiratory nurse. My mother died August 27th of stage N renal failure. I'm so sorry that you lost your mother to renal failure. And trust me, I'm not here to slam you or anything like that. I can tell you, in my honest opinion, if Jerry Ann has stage 4, grade 4 cancer that took up almost her whole kidney, but yet she states that her kidneys function at 100%, and she's taking oral chemotherapy rather than immune therapy, and there's nothing that adds up. She's saying that she's okay with eating protein. Protein is good for her. She said that after her surgery, her femur, something happened to it again, rehabilitation center, but they sent her home. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. It's your choice to believe what you'd like to believe, but it's also our choice to believe what we want to believe. And there, right now, we have 153 people in the chat who seem to also believe that she does not have that. Thank you for the loss of your son. Thank you.
I feel it's just the pins and needles once in a while. But I've been, you know, it's so funny because I've been managing my diabetes to the point where I was like, I will make sure that my heart's good, and I go for tests, and I make sure that my feet are good, and I make sure they're clean and dry, like all the things I thought I was supposed to do. And then I forgot to check my eyes the whole time, and it was really kind of funny and ironic that it happened that way. But my father was never a diabetic, but he also had kidney failure, and they were like, "Oh, you got diabetes?" And he's like, "No, never had it." He just had bad kidneys. He just had kidney stones when he was young. He ate the Mediterranean diet because that's what he was raised on. And that was the food that he loved. And he raised us on the Mediterranean diet because that's the food that we loved. Lots of garlic, lots.
Right. And also Simone's girl, like she said, no treatment for metastatic bone cancer. And also, I mean, the pain that she would be in with that bone cancer on her spine, on her rib, on her shoulders. I'm not trying to, oh Lord, I better dash before I get love bombed. I'm not sure what that means.
Lots of spices, lots of olive oil, every olive.
Obviously, you've watched because this is subscriber mode only, so you've subscribed to me. So there's got to be some type of doubts that you do have as well.
And everything.
When she sneezes.
That's the oddest sneeze. Oh, I think she says it hurts her back. Right, there's more tumor on her bones than they can count, but she graduates from orthopedic oncologist care. She's never had, yes, I liked watching you in the grands. Oh, thank you.
It causes her back to flare up.
Sorry.
But it's like,
yeah, so, yeah.
It was like me. I was turning 16 when I found out, the cause of my father's death was diabetes. And because both sides of my family have all kinds of bloodborne problems, diabetes, heart problems, breathing issues. I can't list them all because I don't remember them all. But that summer after my dad died, I think it was the summer after Dad died, that I went in for the glucose tolerance test. I know it was back in Arizona. That's all I remember.
It was probably that same summer.
And all they can tell me was I was hyper. Was it hyper or hypo?
Hypoglycemic.
Hypoglycemic.
Yeah.
That's all they can tell me. They were like, go ahead and continue eating whatever you want to eat and drink whatever you want, that kind of stuff.
Changed.
But, here I am 30 some odd years later, and I'm like.
No, when you found, I think, no, not even that long ago. I think it was like 2 years ago when you were just turned 50.
Yeah.
They said you were borderline.
Yeah. So I'm still.
Is this just a sticker, or did she have a comment that she wanted to boost?
She just basically said,
no,
please.
Pink thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you do see tidbits that she can indeed see and she fakes that as well. And it's not that we're being mean. She could see to drive. She could see for a lot of things, but she can't see for her comments. But she did see your donation.
Oh,
just
it's a
that,
sticker.
right? Just a
Oh,
sticker.
thank you.
She
Thank you,
said,
Tidbits.
Go enjoy whatever.
Oh, okay. I can't see what it is. I just know. So, nuh-uh.
She could
Crazy.
just tears out, really.
Thank you, sweetheart.
But
I can't see Jimmy's tablet. It doesn't come up on the TV. Your super sticker did not come up on the TV.
It does come up on the TV.
Thank you. I just saw it. Like, I have no idea what the colors are or anything. But I was just asking because it was about to go off the screen.
As a nurse, I would think more out of you. I'm not a nurse, Tidbits. I'm sorry.
And the super stickers and the super chats come up the same way. And I was asking, was it a sticker or was there a question? So super chat will will highlight because if you want to get your information heard, you know.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You're so
we're getting
overly kind.
Yeah, 1.5 hours.
Okay. Let's just do 5 more minutes, guys, and any more questions, we'll do that real quick. Or finish what we have, whatever you want to do.
I hear what you're saying, Pink, and I'm reading it out.
Read it out. Yeah, please.
I'll read this out loud. She says, just trying to explain the difference between giving up and fighting. I'm speaking about the high protein diet, which will be discussed with her oncologist.
What were we talking about before that, though? She sounds like she's in the middle of a conversation.
No, earlier her and Tidbits were talking about
about eating ice cream.
Yeah, the high proteins and whatnot.
That's okay. Yeah, I mean, you have to remember
Because I'm not
that high protein diet might be bad for kidney cancer, but I am a diabetic.
Because I'm not stupid enough to take 155 people. I'm speaking to Sean, not you, Diane. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you agree that as a kidney cancer patient, she should not be eating a lot of protein? Are we directing the wrong thing? Are we going with the wrong narrative?
I can't have a low protein diet because then I'll have I might as well just be a vegetarian at that point. So, it's kind of like it's a balance, but you have to make sure it's a balanced diet, and I don't care if I'm getting all of my calories from ice cream at this point. It's getting calories in me, and that's the thing my oncologist is the most concerned about.
Well, thank you, Tidbits. You have a blessed day.
But to make it simple is we're not giving up. We're fighting this thing tooth and nail. Because neither one of us are people who just kind of go, I'm dying. I'll just sit in a corner and let myself go. No.
I also never shared with everybody. I also never shared with you guys that when I went back to the oncologist after I graduated from wound care, and I was so excited to start treatment again. He did the scans, the pre-treatment scans that you have to do. When I got the results back, he goes, "You really want to start treatment again?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready to start fighting or whatever." He goes, "I just want to say that your scans didn't change."
Well, what she's saying is, I agree. It's her choice of what she does, but she's saying, no, the doctor didn't say that. The doctor didn't tell her to lose weight. The doctor didn't tell her not to have protein. She's saying this. So that's where I have a problem, because there's other people that listen to her that might take that information and run with it.
In 4 months, the 4 months we did them. It's like, you have no changes. There's no growth. There's no growth. You still, and I was like, are you telling me not to? Like, no, I'm gone. Like, I was convinced this is it. This is fighting. This is kicking butt. Yes, would I have a better quality of life if I would have taken some more months off and possibly let the cancer grow? Possibly. No doubt. Especially without.
Wait a minute. Nurse in Pink, I have no idea what a respiratory nurse is. There's respiratory therapists. Is that what you mean, Tidbits? Thank you, Nurse in Pink. I never heard her tell anyone else how to eat. No, but she's saying that she has the stage 4 cancer, and this is what she eats, and this is what helps her. She's saying that, okay, I'm not going to keep going on it, because I don't want to feel like, I'm being mean or bullying, so.
The back ones the way they were, I was like, now I could go swimming and all this stuff, but it's like, to me, I just fight. It's just like, there's nothing else. As soon as I have permission to start fighting again, I am going to start fighting again. So.
Hey, Cozy.
Yeah, because I mean, what would be better, just sitting in a corner, letting yourself wasting away, or being like, no, I'm not gonna die, laying in a bed.
Well, here's the thing too, is that I'm dying. My spirit is dying a little bit every day, just not being able to do the things that are me. And I'm not gonna let that take over, and I'm also not gonna let my body join in. So if that makes any sense. I want my body to be back as close to the way it was so that I can be me again.
Marianne says, Jen, thank you. I was just going to say the same thing. As a nurse myself, I'm sitting here and I'm ready to pull my hair out with all the misinformation she's putting out here.
I hate to my core not being able to take care of my family and feed my family and clean up the way I like to clean up. To clean the way I think it should be clean and decorate the way I think it should be decorated and organize the way I think it should be organized. It kills my spirit. I sit here every day looking at these boxes, and I know if it was.
She sits there looking at the boxes. So why can't someone bring the box over to her? Even Jim can't list it. Hey, Nurse in Pink, thanks for coming in. And have Jerry Ann go through a box. She could sit there and do it, correct? But she just sits.
2 years ago, I wouldn't be looking at these boxes. You know,
even 2 years ago, she would have organized these boxes. Is she forgetting 2 years ago? She was kind of in the same predicament.
Situation would happen 2 years ago, I wouldn't be looking at these boxes. When this situation happened and the whole kitchen was flooded, we didn't just have boxes sitting around our living room. You know, the biggest pain in the butt was having the giant dishwasher in the middle of the kitchen for a couple of weeks waiting for the guy to come and install it. So, you know, I won't allow this to be the end of my story, because I've got way more story. Now, it's harder on some days than others. It's harder to convince myself or remind myself. I do need this external stimulation from many sources, whether it's talking to my sisters or video chatting with Luna or seeing the babies on Instagram or just getting messages from my besties, whatever it is, these little bits, these tidbits of my life, these tidbits of sunshine that come through my life every day.
Tidbits of my life. You know, and with her having the stage 4 cancer and someone just saying that, oh, she can't have that surgery, maybe because of her size or whatever it could be, you would think that her family would be there to support her. Julie came running there and was with her, and then all of a sudden she was gone.
Really make a huge difference. Sylvia sending me messages every day, whether it's an email or text messages, and her cute little puppy. And I just see her puppies and I want to be like, can't wait till we can come with Oreo, and hopefully we can go to like Sterling Forest, and we'll do like, I want to redo my wedding dress into like a legit, cosplay kind of situation. Like, I have all these hopes and dreams for the future. Matter of fact, Jimmy and I were just talking about last night, with my arthritis and my vision, what kind of crafts can I get into next?
Whether arthritis and her vision. Well, you sit there. Your vision is okay because we've seen you read things and do things. So it's just that you don't want to do them.
Yes, I could do larger paintings for sure, large scale paintings, but they cost money. And then I was starting to think about pourable acrylic, and I did epoxy resin back in camp when I was 10, when I first learned how to do it. Basically, there we just mix the epoxy, put it in a paper cup, and put whatever kind of beads and stuff we wanted in it. Make paperweights. When it's dry, you peel off the plastic Dixie cup and you go. But I've worked with epoxy with my dad ever since then. And, we talked about, a friend wants me to teach her how to do tumblers with the epoxy on it. And I like the mug that Joe made me. Like tumblers. And I know how to do all that. I just don't, I just haven't. So it's sort of like, what do I want to do next? Well, now there's all of these different.
Try to find tidbits of my life. There's no subscriber. Hold on. Right here. Tidbits of my life. Oh. She's on Jerry's. Hold on. Can I get to it? Nope. I was going to try to. Oh, maybe because she's in timeout? Hold on 1 second. Let me just go look, guys. Give me a message. I never heard her tell anyone how else to eat. Okay. Go to channel. Tidbits of my life. She does have a channel, a YouTube channel. She has 693 subscribers. She hasn't uploaded, though, I guess, in 7 years. 4 months ago, she did do something. So, yeah, she does have a channel. Let's see. And let me make that bigger again.
Like the tag lady that made the tag for Oreo. That's resin. That's just resin and Cricut stickers and like graffiti and not graffiti.
I know what you mean.
No, but what is it? It's not graffiti, confetti. So it's like the little confettis and all these things, that, you know. And then you could just another way to be creative, you know. And I actually said to Jim, I said, is there any way that you feel like we can pull out some creativity in you, or at least help me? Like if I got into crafting as a business or crafting as a source of income, and I just needed him to like weed the Cricut designs, could you sit there and weed the Cricut designs? And he's like, I don't know, I'd have to try it and see, you know, if I have the patience. I was like, yeah, you just put on
Not
music.
really the patience, but it's like the steadiness of my hands.
Well, yeah, no, you don't have to be that steady. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot easier than it sounds. Than it looks.
I just thought she was talking about epoxy and whatnot, and I remembered she was showing me like these molds that you can literally.
Oh, I'm not calling you a liar. Someone said there wasn't a channel. I just went to look. That's all.
We can literally make our own
whatever
dice,
Yep.
basically.
Yep.
You know, gaming dice. And
Gaming
I was thinking
dice.
about skulls and dragon heads, and you know.
And then you can get to the point where you can carve your own thing, and then you can make your own mold,
Yeah.
and then you can epoxy resin your own thing. And 3D printing. Oh my gosh, I can't.
I didn't put you in timeout, Tidbits. And if she comes up any D, how are you going to feel about that? Or she comes up that she was misdiagnosed? Tidbits, are you a respiratory therapist? Nurse in Pink is asking you.
Can't even tell you how much I was like, oh my god. And then they have an etching machine called the Forge.
Yeah.
And I was like, somebody was selling one on Marketplace here, and I was like, oh my god, that's incredible. You can etch wood. It's all by computer. You etch wood. You know, those plaques that say like 2023. You know, we've been together since 1907, or you know, welcome to the Hall of Chaos, or those types of things. Whatever it is, you know. And they also do acrylic. They do wood. They do acrylic. They do leather. So it's just kind of cool. It's just like all these different things out there that can help people with limitations, physical limitations. My latest is I have a trigger finger. My sisters both had trigger fingers. This one does it sometimes when the arthritis is really
My sister
bad,
has
but this one's just
two
like
trigger
regular.
fingers.
It's not as bad as my sisters are, and it's not that it's not impeding.
Are they expensive, Cozy? I just can't understand how you go so long without cancer treatment for either her kidneys or her bones. 100%, Simone's girl. Right, and she always said she wanted to be treated like she had cancer.
Because when I go to hold a pen, it all of a sudden will click up. But that's just more.
I have credentials specializing in new meds for nebulizer treatments and sleep apnea. Well, we have to agree that Jerry Ann is one candidate for sleep apnea, don't you believe?
Things that keep changing, and you're like, what do you have to do to adapt? Now you don't have a trigger finger. He's down there like looking at his finger. So, sorry. Go ahead. More questions? Any more questions? We said we wrap it up in 5 minutes, and I started talking.
Okay, so you're not an RN nurse then, right? You're a respiratory therapist.
Elisa Gully asks, being a diabetic, can you get? I don't know if that's supposed to be marijuana or what.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I could not, because it works through the kidneys, which my kidneys are already affected with cancer. So I'm on Januvia, which is like a pill once a day. And so far, so good. It's working really well. As a matter of fact, I was like, I have mucositis affects the nether regions. And it got really bad last week. And I was like, man, you know, I've been on the pills for this much. And I don't know what the heck's going on. I didn't eat anything different. My blood sugar numbers are good. No, my blood sugar numbers were getting higher. And I was like, I haven't eaten anything different. I don't know what's going on. Let me like lay off this, add more of that, whatever. I found out that when we were doing pills, he's like, oh, I think you ran out of this last week. Not knowing like, oh God, I need that diabetes medicine every day. I said, that explains it. I've been back on it for 3 days and it's already clearing up. So it's kind of funny that you don't think it's one of those things that makes a huge difference until you don't have it. And so that was funny. I thought it was funny. And last week, because I wasn't feeling good, I didn't double check all the meds, because I would have realized last week we didn't have it. And Jim picked up all the meds on the 15th of November, and then they were ready the 16th. So they're like, I was like, well, you just picked up a whole bunch of stuff yesterday. You couldn't have been like, by the way, wait till tomorrow.
No.
Any more?
Nope.
Well, then this is the time we'll say goodbye. I love you. And if nobody told you you're loved, you can always come by and hear how much I love you, because I love you guys very much. And I'm sorry I'm not there for you every day. I am trying on days when I feel better to edit.
Okay. Right. And when you have diabetes, you don't forget about diabetes.
Oh, I know. I did want to tell you guys something. I will not be posting the Chemo review. And
Here we
here's
go.
why. It has come to my attention by multiple sources that Chemo has been stealing people's credit card information. That's why they're able to sell things so cheap, because they're really actually going for people's like identity almost. The good news is when I ordered Chemo, it was Apple Pay, which always disguises your credit card numbers. So if you really feel like
Basically what she's doing is she didn't have a sponsorship. She used Sally's card. That came out and she's just trying to cover it up. So that is the end of that video. And I wanted to make sure I got it shared with you guys because I felt terrible when I didn't add my little icon here to my recording. So of course you heard nothing at all. So, you know, a lot of times I don't like doing lives. You know, I do have to move around a little bit and I've had some issues myself. So, I do usually like to do videos. So I do put videos out, but I know that they're going to be having a video upcoming tomorrow probably. So I wanted to make sure that I was able to get this out and that it wouldn't have a long time of uploading because I've had a lot of issues with the uploading time. So I just wanted to make sure of that. She never reviewed her products, not giving an excuse, tidbit, different type of medical professional and not one for cancer. It's fun getting to chat with each other. It is. I do have to say that, you know, I really got frustrated when my internet would freeze. I got a new modem. Yeah, I'm wide awake. I got to admit that, Clouds, but that's okay. I actually have to take 2 more steroids tonight and before bedtime. And I'm actually going to get something to eat because I'm hungry. I'm hungry. But Diane gonna go. Wait a minute. Tidbits. Diane gonna go before I get attacked. I don't want you to get attacked. I'm so sorry. I actually swam competitively like you. Marcy, you are correct. I am not a cancer nurse. You know, Tidbits, it's okay. You could share your thoughts and opinions. I'm not going to attack you. Lorelei, thank you, Diane, for doing this. We get to point out things we feel. And right. It's okay if I don't sleep. If I don't sleep, it really doesn't matter to me because if these steroids work, rather than having to get a shot in the knee or an arthroscopic surgery or the worst of all, which would be a total knee revision, I'll take these steroids. So, but you guys, I mean, I've proved it. I've told you I'll be back and I will be back. I promise you. Tomorrow I do have some things to do, but I do plan on watching good old Jerry Ann. So until later, guys, just remember, I'll be back. You know I gotta play my favorite. Hold on. I want to make sure. I want to play my favorite one for you guys. Here we go. It gets me bebopping.
Yo, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, what am I doing? Did I do it right? Yeah, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, I can't think straight, need the light. I need to breathe, get me up and out of the sheets, onto my feet. Another cup of coffee and me, that's what I need. My eyes puffy, I can't see. I'm too tired to function, but too lost to sleep. Ay, I think I need to be on something medication. I think I need to figure out the segregation. I think I needed just a better education to understand a world that's so complicated. Intoxicated, every night faded, just so I can sleep thinking that it's Satan. I feel hated, I feel hatred. I'm lost deep in my mind that I've created. I have dreams where my life is devastated. Feel so real that I wake up shaking. Need thicker skin cause this life is no haven. Nod your head if you get what I'm saying. All these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, what am I doing? Did I do it right? Yeah, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, I can't think straight, need the light. Yo, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, what am I doing? Did I do it right? Yeah, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, I can't think straight, need the light. I don't really think I understand this world now. Got my head spinning round in a circle. Everybody lacks what they need internal, so they compensate with everything external. Not trying to throw shade, no way, I'm just trying to find the meaning of life, hey. There's happiness if you try to live the right way. Forget about what others have and live your life, hey. Be aware of who you are, what you're good at. Take a step forward, see where your foot's at. Stand tall, stand proud, talk loud. Every word out your mouth has purpose now. You just gotta get rid of the bad thoughts. Hating others cause you know that they gotta lie. Forget that though, you got plenty, you're alive in this life. You got time, go get it. All these thoughts keep me up at night, yeah. What am I doing, did I do it right, yeah. All these thoughts keep me up at night, yeah. I can't think straight, need the light, oh. All these thoughts keep me up at night, yeah. What am I doing, did I do it right, yeah. All these thoughts keep me up at night, yeah.